I'm wearing my glasses. I'm wearing my glasses because I'm going to be reading something from the old. Oh, it looks the wrong way round, doesn't it? Well, it says poetry. Well, okay, it's my scrawlings. Some of this stuff is like prophecy. Some of it's like deep, deep prayer in some ways. Yeah, this has been a very useful way of making ideas. And also, I mean, these ideas extend into novels and pieces of writing, and also, like if you're interested in images in prose, I must get more into poetic prose because I've been being lazy. I've been, it's like sitting on a wall thinking, well, I could tell a story because people are used to stories. They're used to thrillers. They're used to stories in movies. But I could also do really abstract things because I write bits and pieces of poetry, and I write things down because there is a feeling and need to do so. I may not write the right thing, and sometimes surprising things get written down or they come out in the process of writing. And this is one if we had unplugged, I'd be doing this unplugged. Yeah, I'd be sharing it. So hence I am sharing with you. And I'll also talk about that painting behind me if in one of my sessions. I wrote about Grenfell. I was appalled. I only knew about Grenfell the day after it happened. The people in the locale saw what happened as it happened. But I and the rest of the world probably did not know about it till the following day. And then the truth came out. Then the terrible truth came out about the cladding and the loss of life. More so, it was a very deeply wounding moment for London people. So that's why I think the inquiry is a necessary thing, a very necessary process. But there were many thoughts. There were religious people in that block of tower, the Grenfell Tower. There were people who were Muslim and all sorts of different religions, but they had a spiritual life as well, not all atheists. Some of these people, I think they were really quite deep in terms of their philosophy of life. I went partly to take photographs to document it, to see what happened, and I took myself to the tower a couple of days, 3 days after it happened. But also to pray. I felt there was a need to understand why this had happened. All the health and safety in the world, when you go and join a new place of work, they tell you all the health and safety regulations, so it seemed absurd that a tower block should be alight. My phone rang. I hope I can merge these two bits of film together. I was talking about Grenfell, the Grenfell fire, and these were some words that I was trying to write a piece of poetry in order to understand the loss of life, what really did happen there. When I prayed about it, because I thought it was such a big tragedy at the time, it was political as well. It just felt like, okay, we'd heard before the event occurred that there was an upgrading process going on in the borough of Kensington, and they didn't really want these old council blocks. They saw them as an eyesore. Hence, they put cladding. But that was a disaster, wasn't it? I'm going to say God rescued every single one of those persons inside the building. Every soul. So when I prayed, I thought it doesn't matter how much I'm fighting to feel angry, to respond to that anger. I had to accept that even those persons who were trapped, some of them accepted their plight. They actually accepted their plight, which sounds terrifying. I guess they'd been through some of these wars as well. Maybe, I don't know what to say about it. I felt like if you were up in the top of that tower with imminent things like the fire coming up towards you, and you knew, well, they didn't know, did they, whether they'd get rescued or not. These are the words, I mean, it's just what came about. It was tower on fire. See, I called it their mountain. This is our mountain. Our moment when we meet God. Up in the lofty cloudy space, blue black sky, now raining with starlight. The beautiful flowers of human eyes, fixed in our direction. We're the constellations, we're the wholesome truths. Here where lives became small for a moment. I can't see what I've written here. I'm thinking our radiant supernatural presence. Maybe it says one radiant supernatural presence. I was thinking about the people who tried to get to the roof as well. So I told my children very little today. There were these voices. The people that perished. Well, one spirit was speaking to me and it said, "No chopper, please." I wondered why they couldn't rescue them using something like a helicopter. But the voice came back saying, "No chopper, please. We are in paradise." That doesn't match any perception of such a thing whilst on this earth. So that told me, didn't it? Even if I wanted to feel angry for them. Even if I wanted to feel political. God had rescued them all. I don't think it's an easy way to die, however. And there were children there. I had to say that poem once at least.